Alright, I think everything is working so far. Alright. So, I'm gonna ask all of you guys again, how are y'all doing today?
I'm fine.
Alright. Alright, because I'm streaming this too, so whoever would be even interested to watch would do so, and that means no BM from you guys. You got it?
Yep.
Alright. So, we're gonna discuss the changes of our tier list here. I'm gonna start from handicap, and from the looks of it, I'm thinking because of the bounce changes they've applied, people were saying that Tremble would be pretty decent. Now, because I had him in handicap tier and let's see, C tier. Besides, he's like I pretty much put him as the second or the third worst hero in midwars. Would you guys disagree with that?
Meow is the best person to ask about Tremble because he's the only one who picks him.
Yeah, he's.
From what I've seen though, I'm still not impressed. He's still pretty bad.
You think he?
Never mind.
Do you think? You think Tremble would be a pretty decent pickup compared to others in, say, like banning draft?
No.
I
can't
he does
see any
anything
reason
better.
that anyone would pick Tremble other than to have fun.
How do you agree?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything better than anyone else, I don't think.
Alright, Jeeves?
I think he could be placed higher than almost last place, but I don't know where to put him.
Okay.
I'm not even convinced he's better than Maltsoul or even Sandray.
What do you guys think that?
Sandray is awful,
I would definitely
but he
put
does have a powerful ultimate.
I think Tremble is alongside Zephyr at this point in mid-war.
Zephyr?
Yeah. After the new changes.
Wow.
Well, Zephyr is sitting around the A tier here. That's how I have him so far, along with Cirque and Ophelia, Electrician. I want to say one thing about Tremble though. I honestly think that he is better than War Beast in Mid Wars. What do you guys think about that?
I would agree. War Beast is a bit too high right now.
Yeah. So that said, I mean, how you agree with that too?
Yeah.
Because personally, I have not seen anyone do anything good at all with War Beast ever. And never seen him picked up. And the one time I picked War Beast and I tried to max his attack damage spell, like it didn't do anything. Like it was terrible. So
It's not that bad, I don't think.
yeah. I mean, I will obviously move War Beast down then. What do you guys think if I just switch places with War Beast? And wait a minute. Yeah, but if I do that, then that means Tremble is gonna be higher tier than Sandwraith and Wild Soul.
I don't agree with that, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think A- and B tier right now are all pretty similar. Well, not exactly. Soul Stealer is pretty good.
We'll come to that in a little bit. I would say though that we would all feel very comfortable if we put War Beast down. Possibly, what do you guys think on par with Salomon or with Keeper? What do you guys think?
Definitely not Keeper. Keeper is really, really, really bad. So on par with Salomon maybe.
Okay. Howell and Zivas, y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So which
He
means
is slightly better than Salomon though, I think.
okay.
He can be spamming the W spell all the time, and his ultimate has lower cooldown. You could even take the woods.
Dogs give vision when they're maxed.
All the little things he can do good. So maybe then, in that case, I will move Tremble up to where Wild Soul and Sandwraith are. Then, to be safe. All right. And you think Wild Soul and Sandwraith are fine where they are? Or do you think Sandwraith should move up?
No, I don't
I
think
think
so.
it's fine.
His early game is awful with the 4 magic armor. So Sandwraith does nothing for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
Wild Soul is, I think, better than Sandwraith to some extent because he's useful early. He can take the woods, he can take the neutrals.
Hmm.
He's relatively useful early. That's a better way of putting it.
Okay. I just keep them both there then in that case. If unless Howl and Jews has something to object against that.
No.
Not really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then that does it for handicap tier then.
Speaking of Wild Soul,
Yeah, I know. I just picked Wild Soul. I was gonna pick War Beast, but someone banned it on the other team.
Alright, you guys. And if we look down to the borderline handicap, the A minus situational tier, I have obviously I moved down War Beast. What do you guys think about the newly changed silhouette? How is she?
Still pretty bad. She can't use the tree grapple well because in the middle of the lane the trees are out of range.
Hmm. But they did buff her range though. You think that matters?
No, I don't think so. Not enough anyway. She's still pretty bad. I think right now she's where she should be.
And what about Bushwhack?
The same with Bushwhack.
Same with Bushwhack, even though Silhouette got all the buffs. Howl and Jeeves, y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
he's kind of fun to play, but he doesn't do much.
Okay.
So yeah, he's probably where he needs to be on the list.
Mm.
You mean Bushwhack?
Yeah.
So would anyone say at all that Silhouette or Bushwhack would be better than the other at all?
It's hard to say.
Mm.
What do you think?
It would probably just depend on the game. I mean, Silhouette probably scales a little bit better with the her
She's-
pass or whatever, but
Because like honestly, I think Silhouette stands out a little higher than Bushwhack. But that's because of her nuke. That's because of the nuke she has a Q early game, and then her ability to escape a little faster and better than Bushwhack throughout the game because of her W spell.
you can do a lot
W
more.
spell
With
has
her.
a long cast time. Bushwhack has an escape tool as well.
Yeah, but
She also has roll.
it's a chode of a distance.
Not that far, but it's good enough to, for example, get out of Pharaoh walls.
Oh, well,
It's
okay.
instant cast.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just keep them both in the same then for now.
I think they're about equal.
All right. How about Soul Stealer? He's also in the same tier as Bushwhack and Silhouette, but I put Soul Stealer slightly higher than both of them.
I think Soul Stealer can move up. Like his early game nukes is good.
And the physical minus armor can be very useful in some comps.
Along with his nukes.
Yep. He can't farm a powerful ultimate, but beyond that, he's perfectly usable.
Okay. Like I know when I played Soul Stealer, I pretty much leveled Q and E. The E so I could reduce the
That's
armor,
one way of playing it.
and Q to just nuke, and that has brought some pretty decent results. You know, it's.
Yeah.
Apart from that, if there was ever a scenario he could even jungle as well, like with his hands. But that's a whole different thing that hasn't really been seen or done much yet. So if I would it be safe to call putting him up to where the same tier as like Ophelia, Electrician, Zephyr, Cirque, or do you
Yes,
think?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Howl?
Yeah, that could work.
All right. That's done. Okay. What about Riptide?
Died.
Riptide,
Oh
he's
my-
gotten buffed.
I know he's dominating the Forest of Kadava games right now, 60% win rate or something. But in midwars, it's just not that good.
Still isn't.
Yeah, I think he's still not that good. He might move up a bit. Like he's not worse than Scout, I don't think. But he's not very good.
You think he's better than Blood Hunter in Mid Wars?
For sure.
Yeah.
Blood Hunter is super weak.
Alright. And you think Blood Hunter is on, like, he's pretty much on par with like Silhouette Bushwhack?
Yes. In fact,
Yeah.
he's arguably even worse.
Arguably worse.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, what does he do? The only thing he has is a silence.
Well,
I like
And the
his
silence
buff
isn't that
sense.
good because it buffs the damage. I guess you can silence the Thunderbringer, for example, which is not bad.
well, another
And
thing.
then the enemy team can hide from you if you're Blood Hunter. If you max
That's
the
one
blood
thing,
sense.
yeah, that's true. But he's really single target. He's got no slows, no stuns. Bushwhack does have a slow, even though it's pretty weak. But
It's
If you know
physical
who to
really.
target as Blood Hunter, you can actually stay alive in most fights.
well, I know you play more Blood Hunter than me, so.
Yeah, but like one thing about Blood Hunter is like even though like his ultimate, like, you know, his ultimate and his silence is what makes him stand out. Like his silence is just single target. I mean, sure it lasts a while, but his ultimate, I personally think it doesn't deal enough damage. It's not a
Not in this
burst.
format.
Like it is not a burst, and you know that bursts are what's dominant in Mid Wars. You know.
And you can't be waiting until level 6 to use a Blood Hunter ultimate. There are a lot of powerful AoE ultimates at level 6. Like, even Solomon ulti is better than Blood Hunter ulti. I would say.
Except for the cooldown, but
Except for the cooldown, yeah.
Except for the cooldown, yeah.
You can't pick Solomon because of the ultimate. So
yeah.
Same goes for Blood Hunter.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything interesting to say about Blood Hunter apart from all that? Because sounds to me like I should probably move Blood Hunter down, but like I don't know if on par, if I should put him on par with Silhouette Bushwhack or into the handicap tier. If Blood Hunter goes lower than Silhouette Bushwhack, he goes a handicap tier, basically. What do you guys think?
I like Blood Hunter.
Uh, I don't think
it's
he's
fine
worse
where
than
he is.
Silhouette and Bushwhack though.
So
About the
he's
same maybe.
so he may be like on par with them.
Or maybe where Wild Soul used to be. Between Soul Stealer and Silhouette.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah, in
just
that
fine.
case, I'm just gonna put him on par with Silhouette and Bushwhack. All right, that does it for A minus tier. If we go to A tier, is there?
It's your Gravekeeper definitely should move up.
Why would you say that?
He's got a point stun and he's got a big AoE ultimate. He's got a couple of nukes as well, so he should definitely go up. In fact, he might even go up a lot until the S minus tier or something.
Okay, but what? Like S minus? You think?
Maybe.
Dang.
He deserves it.
Well,
Not
what's
a bad hero.
what's the cooldown of his ultimate though? I know it's powerful, but what's the
it's
level
quite
one, it's
long
pretty
at
long.
level 1,
Yeah.
but it gets shorter.
Right on. Would everyone at least agree he should move up just one tier though?
Yeah. He feels kind of squishy and
His stun is 600 range.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. I mean, I move him up one tier for sure, but would you guys think he is comparable to everyone else in S minus? Like
S minus.
where like Predator, Panda, Raw, Gemini.
Yes,
You think he's on par with those
Gemini
guys?
should move up too.
Okay, we'll
But,
get at that later. But
for most of the heroes there, I would say yes.
Howl and Jeebus, do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can move up.
Dude.
Well, just not sure how much, but at least that.
So you guys would say that Gravekeeper is better than, like, let's say Monkey King, Tempest, Scout.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Tempest.
Yeah.
Maybe not Monkey King. No, I would say Monkey King as well. Monkey King doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move him up 2 tiers then. I'll move him to S minus. Um, if you guys do take a glimpse at A tier, is there a hero in that list, in that column, that you feel is out of place? I mean, there's Grinix, Rampage, Magebane, Armadon. Oh, Oogie.
He
You-
should go up.
Yeah. By how much? What would you guys think?
Probably to A plus. He's not that good though. Just not that good, but he's not bad. I'd say A plus, slightly.
So then he would stand
of
out.
the other heroes. Sorry.
So then he stand out better than, let's say, like Salforis.
Yeah, I think so. He does have
Yeah.
AoE damage, and if he snowballs, it's really painful.
You agree, Habel?
Yeah. And with how popular silences are, I wouldn't really move him up that much, a whole lot, but probably go up a little bit.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Alright. I'm trying to look for another hero here that stands out. Kind of. Okay, what about Dark Lady?
Dark Lady is a weak hero in general.
Yeah, I think so too.
She is really squishy.
Is that her
and,
biggest
she has
problem?
no kind of
Her biggest problem is just being too squishy for what she can do.
Yeah.
Well, she's squishy until for a very long time in the game, until she has like shrunken head or something. She just doesn't do anything.
And that needs
AoE
farm.
silence is nice, but she requires a while to get going.
Yeah. I would put her exactly on par with Rampage in that case then, because that's kind of...
The silence, the slow, the ultimate, they are decent. It certainly isn't much worse than Magebane.
Yeah, I would put it alongside
In
Mage.
fact, she may not even be worse than Magebane. That's something you should ask Lo and Woon, because Woon plays a lot of Magebane.
Okay.
Our game is 36-4.
You guys-
I'm so not playing after this, so I can concentrate on the talk.
So, you guys winning a game 36-4 and discussing this tier list, that's all. That's like
Yes,
crazy.
I know. I've been tapping out to see what the tier list looks like.
I'm not paying much attention to either.
You can still win with like half a brain into each topic.
Well, let's not forget our opponents are weak. Like they're 1,500.
Yeah.
I have to go regen now. Okay. We were at the A tier, right? I think Zephyr could move up slightly.
Zephyr.
Yeah.
Well, he does have
Like A plus.
he does have that he does that
It's got
wind
AoE.
spell.
That's big.
Yeah.
Zephyr could move up slightly. Oh my god, Exu play is immortal. Ophelia can probably stay where she is. I know I play a lot of Ophelia, but she's just not very good. Her creeps die way too easily.
Okay. How the Jews? Would you guys agree with Zephyr moving up?
I don't like Zephyr.
I do not like Zephyr. I think on a.
Oh, we did play an
Slow's
in-house
not
with
that
Zephyr a while ago, and that was a game in which Jeebus was playing Swiftblade, and Zephyr didn't do badly. That was the game which Glowing Guppy, I believe, was playing the Zephyr.
If he
didn't
gets
do
his
badly.
farm
His
and
ultimate is good.
he can be hard to stop if you get his farm like Oogie. But just he's too weak early game. He's almost as weak as the backline ranged hero.
The only,
I would
I
say
feel like his
that.
only redeeming quality is the displacement. I don't value the slowing very much, and his evasion is not noticeable. I don't think. At least I don't think I've ever noticed it.
At least in the early game, his evasion isn't noticeable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
but
it
you
makes
can't really
him-
get stacks on the W, so it's either that or stats.
He's just a little too squishy for what he can
Yeah.
provide.
Yeah.
Compared to Oogie, I think. Like he's just so squishier.
Yeah, Ugi's got a little more natural tankiness going for him.
He needs at least 30 minutes to be good.
No, even if he has no items, his ultimate itself does quite a lot of damage. He's not that tanky, but it's not too bad.
But if
either.
you have a tablet, you can already escape that. And then it's just useless, I think.
Need to regen again. Okay. But I still think he could move up. He is not worse than Legionnaire. He's not worse than Scout. He's not worse than Monkey King. In fact, he's probably at least on par.
Well, that's another way to look at it. Howland Divas, would y'all agree with that, or do you think he's fine to where he is?
What were we talking about? Something about Yugi?
You think Zephyr? Would you find Zephyr very comparable to like Monkey King, Legionnaire, Scout, Tempest, Parasite? Would you find him like? Would you find Zephyr to be as good as those guys, or a little worse?
I think he is better than Monkey King, or Monkey King is better than Zephyr.
I think Monkey King's better than Zephyr.
Uh,
I think so too, but not Scout and not Legionnaire. And
so maybe
Parasite and
if Zephyr,
Tempest.
if Zephyr moves up, and Monkey King moves up as well, then it makes more sense.
Okay. Then I will move Zephyr. I will move Zephyr up slightly. And then Monkey King putting a... Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now what about Cirque? What do you guys think about Cirque?
I like the hero. I like the hero.
I love the hero too. You have any idea how much I play Cirque in midwars?
I know you wrote a guide for her.
Yes, and it's probably
That
like
was
one of the
one
most
I was
popular
originally
guides.
using, and then I decided I don't like the skill build or something, and I changed.
But I realized when I play Cirque, and I try to ult somebody, it's really hard. Okay, and,
It's not reliable.
I find it hard to pull off in a very high level games.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
That is definitely a drawback.
and sometimes, and just sometimes, this pisses me off when I'm Cirque, but when I'm ulting like, one time I was ulting a Cthulhu font, or I was ulting a DR, I was ulting certain heroes, and they would use a spell like, Repulsor's R, or I would use, or Cthulhu font would use his Q, which was his limestone forward, and then it just cancels my stun without myself being disabled, and then because of that, I have to wait another 100 seconds.
Yeah. That is definitely a drawback. Cirque's ulti is very, very easily broken. If you kill the hero, it's gone. And the range is not very far, so you can't exactly go for the backliners. That kind of thing. So she's not good, but I would say she's better than Ophelia. And she's better than Scout and Legionnaire. So again, I would move her up slightly to A+. Probably her biggest asset is the fact that she creates a lot of illusions. And they are very confusing.
Yeah,
Even against good players, like when there are so many Moon Queens running around, for example, how do you tell who to target? It's not easy. That's one thing. And other things are that she can use her illusions to counter ward, no problem, because they're expendable. She can use her illusions to trigger Engineer Mines and Emerald Warden traps, no problem. She can use her illusions as mobile scouts. You can send an illusion up the cliff to where it is the area immediately outside the portal where it is usually warded. She can send an illusion there to make sure there are no heroes before counter warding. So she's not that bad. She's not that bad. I think she's perfectly usable, actually.
So could
She can be picked in banning draft.
So I guess it's her illusions then, exactly. It's her
Yes,
illusions
it's, her illusions
that
are
makes
really
her so good.
That's one thing. The other thing is that she does have a inv skill. It's not that good, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah,
Cannot
yeah.
die immediately. It forces the other team to buy wards and dust. Those take up item slots. So.
Howell and Jeeves, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. She's alongside Ophelia. Both the heroes requires a good player to be a good hero. But I don't know if you want to move her up.
I would prefer Cirque over Ophelia though. Ophelia is just not very good.
I think she can move up a little bit. Definitely a counter to like, or probably easier to get her ult off on like a Fed frontliner like a Malikan or something. You like, as long as she's not caught in the initial fear, and that could be pretty useful against heroes like that. Sort of strong.
Well, that is true, yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I guess we could conclude that, I mean, she may be she may be unreliable in some cases she's unreliable, but in others she could be proven very, very useful. It just depends. It's situational, right?
Yeah.
It pretty much.
I think she's a better hero if you're behind than if you have the lead.
That's for sure.
Okay, so I will move her up. Like, I will move her
One
up.
tier.
And yeah, 1 tier.
Maybe alongside Tempest.
Okay.
For other heroes in the A tier, I think Armadon can move up slightly as well. I actually prefer Armadon to Legionnaire.
Oh, really?
Legionnaire is like does nothing for too long. Do you really not feel that way?
Oh, I
Well,
agree.
Do you agree, Jeeves?
Legionnaire. Yeah, Legionnaire he needs a lot of kills to become useful.
And Arma kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, Legionnaire needs a lot of farm. He needs to get tanky. He needs to get the portal key. After
Yeah.
that, if he also has icon and stuff for the master, then he gets really good. But if you need that much farm, he's just useless for the first 6 levels. What does he do? He can't taunt because he can't get in range. He can't charge because he can be stunned out of it. And at that point of time, his spin doesn't do a lot of damage either. So he's just useless. Armadon is not the case.
Armadon also has that little utility taking off null stones.
That too.
Ah, there we go. That's a very good point. With the
Yeah.
because we've seen that null stone may be picked up a little more often because of the cost reduction of the item itself. So yes, I would. Now I'm pretty convinced to move Armadon up. And you guys say that we can move him up to where Legionnaire is or above Legionnaire?
I would say above Legionnaire is better.
Above, I think.
He on par with Monkey King maybe. So at the moment, from the A tier to A plus, I would definitely move Armadon, Ugi, Cirque, Zephyr, and those heroes. Then those heroes, and then there are other heroes in the A tier that I think should move as well. Swiftblade could possibly move up 2 tiers,
Oh yes,
or at least to the higher end of the A plus tier.
Swiftblade.
And also Madman, who could definitely move up maybe 2 tiers as well.
Swiftblade and Madman, 2 tiers up. That's a big change.
It is a big change. Yeah.
What do you think, Jeeves?
I agree. Swiftblade could be moved up, but I don't know. I don't know how many tiers.
At least one.
Would you
Yeah.
agree with at least 1 tier for
Yeah.
both of the
Yeah.
heroes?
Yep.
2 tiers may be pushing it, but at least one. The same goes for Madman.
Howell?
I honestly don't know that much about Madman. I don't really like him.
You've seen No Morale playing.
Yeah, No Morale is doing really good with Madman.
Okay, so is
He's
it
got nukes. He goes in V, so he forces the other team to buy dust and stuff, and he's a really good carry.
Yeah, and he can disjoint with his W spell.
It's AoE slow. So he should really move up.
What I like about Madman is that when he uses his Q, he's also able to run pretty fast.
Yes. Yes.
That's something that not a lot of heroes have, you know. So,
That's true.
so it'd be safe to say I mean I'd be safe to say that I would move Swiftblade up 1, and I'll move Madman up 1.
Yep.
Would you guys say that Madman is any better than Monkey King or DM? Or DM, like DM, Dampier, those guys? Do you think Madman is any?
They're about on par.
You think they're on par with them?
Yeah, on par with each other.
Okay.
Same with Swiftblade.
Okay. I think. Oh, hang on, guys. What about Draconis? Yeah, he's like as low as Ophelia Electrician.
He is better than Ophelia Electrician.
I-
Not by a lot.
Not by a lot.
Not
He
by
only
a lot.
seems
Like,
really useful against melees.
a little bit.
I've
But if you
seen
consider range carries, he's in the category of range carries, and Forsaken Archer, Emerald Warden, even Flint Beastwood, they're way better. Draconis just cannot compare. He's
True.
okay, but not really good.
Would it be safe to say that Draconis should be along lines with like Dampier DM, but also not better than Valkyrie?
I would take Dampier DM over Draconis. There are better heroes in the role, like for Draconis. As a range DPS hero, it is very unlikely that you don't have a better pick.
Okay.
I mean, for range DPS, there's not only Draconis, Forsaken Archer, all those range agility carries.
Mm-hmm.
A hero like Elonia or Pyro would fall in the same category, and Draconis just cannot compare.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that would mean. I guess that would convince me at least to put him alongside with like Tempest Parasite, Legionnaire.
Yep.
Okay. And I think everyone else in A tier is fine where they are.
Yep.
So, moving up to A plus.
Move Ramadan, move Ruby, move Cirque, move Batman, move Zephyr, Swiftblade.
Oh yeah, they're all moved up. I got that. Is there any heroes that are, is there any heroes that were in A plus that you think should move up or down? So basically, like we said, you guys thought that Monkey King is possibly better than Legionnaire.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think he is better than DM Dampier?
No.
Yeah.
So he should be like.
He needs to stay where he is. Basically.
I'm just gonna move him up a chode so he's alongside with.
Yeah, I think you can place him next to Dampier, because he's definitely better than Legionnaire and Scout and Tempest.
Okay. Do you think any of those four, Legionnaire, Scout, Tempest, Parasite, should move down?
Yes, I think all four of them should.
Yep. I
All
don't know
of
about
them.
Tempest, but definitely the three others.
Tempest is...
Tempest is
His
Tempest,
ultimate has a 180-second cooldown at level 3.
but he has an annoying stun, and if you don't level the minions, your E-spell can actually do a lot of damage.
I guess.
Yeah, Tempest.
And he scales really good as well for late game.
I guess, that's true. Didn't think about it that way. But... maybe I've just been building Tempest wrong. Maybe I should not get Portal Key, Restore Stone.
Yeah, I feel like he's only useful for that one fight if you do that. Kind of like a little more
Yeah.
utility on him.
Okay, I have to try Tempest more. Next game I play, I'll pick Tempest. Don't ban him, please. So just concentrate on the Q and the W, and every now and then you have a ultimate as well. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. He could stay then, but definitely move down Legionnaire, Scout, and Parasite. They did really bad.
But if I move those three down, They would be on par with Electrician Ophelia.
Yes. I think they are on par with Electrician Ophelia.
Okay. Interesting. Jeeves, do you agree?
Yep, I
Howell?
agree.
Sounds right.
Then, of the other heroes in the A plus tier, I think Tundra and Nighthound are probably too high.
Tundra. You think Tundra's too high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The ult's nice and the vision's nice, but I don't know.
Vision is not nearly as strong in midwars as it is in Forest of Kadavar. That's one thing. Then he's not tanky. He can't really frontline. He doesn't do much damage, and the ultimate itself is only good for the lockdown. It doesn't do much damage either, so he's just not very good. Move down slightly, maybe not to the A tier because I think he is better than Electrician and Ophelia, but probably down a bit to where Tempest and Scout
Yeah.
are.
I agree.
Hmm.
And I think the same way about Blitz. I hate Blitz.
Blitz is also not very good.
He's annoying, but he's not good, yeah.
I think Valkyrie is a lot better than Blitz.
Valkyrie, a lot better than
Yeah.
Blitz.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. At the higher end of the A plus tier, Balfagor should definitely go up, I think. He's a good frontminer.
Yeah.
And Fade should also go up ever since Jeff and Low Morale ran rings around us in Honolulu. Once the first tier tower goes down, he is really dangerous to backliners. You can't hide from him. You can't buy an eye because it's in the wood, in the trees. You can't see him. So he's really dangerous. Really. Well, not really good, but better than A plus.
Okay.
So,
Do you think...
Balfagor and Fade.
Alright, I agree with that too about Corn Fade going up, and I'm pretty sure Howell and Jeeves do as well. Do
Yeah.
you think Valk should go up as well?
If Valkyrie goes up, she cannot go up by a lot. She can't go up by a lot. Her stun is unreliable. It can work, but it's unreliable. She's not a very good carry. And the AoE nuke is 600 range only, so she can't go up by a lot, but she is also average, I think. She's a very average hero. Average in every sense of the word. She doesn't carry well, she doesn't do late game well, she doesn't do early game well, she doesn't do anything well, but she is average.
Everyone else agree?
Yeah, she's just like she's almost a support, really.
She's
like
not the
Valkyrie.
best support, she's not the best carry, but she's not the worst support and not the worst carry either. Very average in every sense of the word.
But you guys say she's better than Blitz for sure though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Blitz
means
is too low range.
I would have to move Blitz down.
Yeah. I
Oh.
think that's the best way.
Blitz together with Dampier and Drunken maybe.
Okay.
We're down slightly.
Yeah, down slightly. Okay, what about Moira, guys?
That is a hero that Low Morale would be best able to comment on. I have
Yeah,
seen
I'm a
him
Moira
play,
fan.
but I don't think she is a very high impact hero. Low Morale hasn't done badly with her, but I don't think he has actually carried games with her either.
Yeah, she doesn't have any scaling spells, so it's kind of hard to carry with her.
Well, it's not about carrying with doing damage. For example,
Uh.
we have played with each other a lot. You have seen me play Pearl. Every now and then I have a really good Pearl ultimate that completely nullifies a Thunderbringer ultimate, for example. That is a form of carrying as well. But Moira doesn't do that.
That's true.
Right where she is also good, in my opinion. But you could wait and ask Low Morale.
Yeah, I don't mind Moria moving up a little bit. I think she can do a lot of damage and setting up for the team.
Then you would have to buy a portal key. You know, a portal key and then have an ultimate ready, and then you could still do that with like Chronos or Flux.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think she is right about Valkyrie power level. about the same. Wherever you keep them.
I guess I'll keep Moira there then. Unless Howell thinks she should go up.
Not really. I haven't played her
Moria's a
much
good,
to be fair,
Moria is a good counter pick if they have a doctor or a hag or something.
Yep. Some kind of hero that casts a lot of spells.
Okay.
She has a niche. Also
or
Nighthound
actually also low mana pools, I think. I know one time I was playing Corrupted Disciple against her and I couldn't use Geos forever. It was...
Well, you could just wait, right? You regain mana so
yeah.
fast.
I don't know, it took like 3 seconds to get the mana for it. It was really annoying. Of course, this is one game, one instance where it was kind of annoying, so it's...
I don't. Well, God, it's because you guys seen Moira played in the sense that they just keep sending illusions at her, but she just but they use her like a lot of the good Moiras I've seen use Moira. They would use her to start a fight. Like they would send her her illusion to their side, and then she would.
You need a double key to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's true, but I do think her Q does a fairly decent amount of damage though.
Q doesn't do much damage. Like, see how much it does.
Like it deals some damage and it stuns.
Yep.
Okay, well.
To the 2 nearest enemies, so you need to have no creeps nearby, and you need to time it really well, and you only stun 2 heroes. It's not the same as a Hammer Storm, for example. You could try to set up a fight with your ultimate, the Moira ultimate, but the AoE is small. It grows with time, but it is still small. You need your opponents to be standing right on top of each other before you can set it up.
Moria has a lot of potential that's still unexplored, I think.
I've tried playing her though, it's just not that different.
Okay. I guess.
You could ask low morale for it.
So I guess a better question would be: Would you guys say that Moira is comparable to heroes like Slither and Hag, Kinesis?
I would actually move Slither and Hag down.
Okay, interesting.
Definitely Slither, I don't know about Howard that much.
Okay.
Definitely move Slither down, I mean.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll keep Moira where she is, and then I'll move some heroes from S- down to where she is, basically.
Would be sensible.
Okay.
Finally, there's Nighthound. I think he should move down slightly as well. I think he's worse than Monkey King. He does have an AoE silence, but it is hard to place, and it's not that big. That's about the only good thing for him.
About Nighthound.
Would if you ask Jeebus, would you think Nighthound is better than Monkey King?
No, I agree. Monkey King is better than Nighthound.
Okay.
Would you think Nighthound is better than Electrician?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also because you're set for late game.
Yep, I agree. We think alike.
And
Nighthound does slightly, like below Monkey
he
King.
gets Aggie
But
with his ultimate now as well. Nighthound.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm pretty much doing is I'm swapping Nighthound and Monkey King.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I don't think Monkey King is better than Drunken Master. About the same, but not worse.
Yeah, about the same.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. I think I'm pretty much. I think I am done with.
A+.
I'm done with A plus, unless I didn't mark anything down for Valkyrie. We said that Valkyrie and Moira were gonna stay where they are, right? And we're gonna move some heroes down to them because what we said about Valko is that she's just way too all around type of hero and doesn't really
Do
stand
anything.
out for something.
I agree.
Okay.
She doesn't have a high impact ultimate either. Her ultimate is not bad, but it's not good.
Oh yeah, about her ultimate, like in lower level games, it is pretty effective because you rarely see people do anything about it.
Well,
But I think
even
in
in high level games, it is good because it forces the other team to buy dust. You cannot rely on ref wards against her ultimate. You can't rely on an eye. And of course you can buy an eye, but it's expensive. Holding dust is an opportunity cost because you can't hold any other item, and everyone likes to stack items in midwars, so it's not that bad. But the fact is that it's got a pretty long cast time. It's got a pretty long cooldown, 120 seconds I believe, and it's got a fade time, so it's got a lot of problems.
all right. Yeah, I mean, even though, but would you find that to be the one thing that makes her stand out over everyone
No.
else? So she'll
She's
just
really average.
yeah. All right then.
So I would, for A plus to summarize, I would move Parasite, Scout, and Legionnaire down. I would move Nighthound below Monkey King. I would move Tundra below Monkey King as well. I would move Balfagor and Fade up. Blitz is maybe comparable to them here. And I would leave Moira and Valkyrie where they are.
Okay. I guess that does it for A plus.
I like that change.
Okay, so since there are so many heroes in the S minus tier, I will just ask Sorace first. I'll ask Sorace first. One hero that stands out significantly over everyone else that should be moved up or down. Sorace?
Oh, there are a lot of them.
Okay, just name one.
Okay, Cthulhuphon. That's obviously Cthulhuphon should go to SS. He's
Alright.
that good. All the way to SS.
Okay, Cthulhuphon SS.
Yes.
Who agree? Jeeves, do you agree with that?
Yep.
How do you agree with that?
Yep.
None of you would agree with the fact that he should be slightly below SS, or you think he should
I
be
mean-
right on SS?
I mean,
SS.
you can compare Bramble and Magnus versus Cthulhuphon. They're comparable. I don't think they're much worse, but Cthulhuphon is just too good. His stun range
third
is too
skill
long.
makes him so unique.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
it's
stun range is too long. He is extremely hard to kill. It's not like Magnus. Magnus is not tanky. And Bramble is also not tanky if he doesn't get his W off. Then what else? Then
The jungle
after
potential?
he's in the back lines, you can't kill him easily. His Frenzy is really good as a defensive skill. Even at level 1, it lasts for 16 seconds. And then it has an AoE slow, AoE attack speed reduction, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a big nuisance, and he does enough damage that you cannot ignore him. He can chase down all of backliners, and the backliners can't kill him, so he's really, really good. Just about the only thing that Bramble and Magnus have over Cthulhuphon is that they have stronger ultimates, but I don't think it compensates. So Cthulhuphon for SS tier.
Okay. All right. Jeebus, you're next. You name one hero in S minus that stands out over everyone else, other than Cthulhuphon, that should move up or down.
Cranks.
Clanks.
Yeah.
Where do you think he should go?
Maybe S tier.
S tier Clanks.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say Clank? So you're pretty much saying that Clanks is better than DR, Flint, Emerald Warden, FA?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Sorace, you agree
He's,
with?
yeah, he's not much better, but he is better.
He's better than those than FA, Flint, and all them.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you agree?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you do not move him to S, you should at least have him at the high end of S minus. He's not like, I think he is slightly better than the others, FA, Emerald Warden, Flint, and Doctor, but he's not much better.
So So would you say he's comparable to, say, like Aluna, Prophet, Bologna, those guys
Yeah.
that are right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Ilonia is probably better though.
Okay, we'll go to that in a bit.
We'll get to there when we get there.
Yeah. Okay, Howell, you're next.
Shadowblade.
Okay. Where?
Probably S, I think.
Shadowblade to S. And why do you
To
think?
the low end of S.
He's very tanky with low items, and he scales very well. Like, he's kind of mobile, he's got the clear vision on his E, and yeah.
In what
He's got
sector?
2 nukes. That's another thing.
Okay. Yeah, 2 nukes, and they do a lot. I
They
agree.
don't do a lot of damage, but it is quite a lot. It's more than one single nuke for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot to change in the S minus tier though. I think it's a lot
What-
that can be changed.
Jeebus, would you agree with Shadowblade going to S?
Yeah.
Okay. What sector of S though?
What sector of S? I think the middle one.
Middle sector of S?
Yeah, next to maybe Kraken or Lodestone.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll go next. And I would say oh yeah, Gemini.
Yep. Gemini is definitely a hero I would move.
Would we say that he is better than? We say that he is. He should move up, but to S or to the high end of S minus.
I would actually place him next to Ravenar.
Ooh.
Wow, that's an S plus.
Maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit below that. Rally maybe.
Or Rally and
Still
Rally
less
and
plus,
Martyr
yeah.
are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Race and Howell, do you think you should move that high, or how much high do you think? So Race, you go first.
I'm not sure. Rally is really good. He's a very strong hero. I don't think Gemini is comparable. Yeah, Rally stun is better. He's tankier. He can save allies. So I don't think Gemini should go that high. But he should definitely move up to the upper end of S.
Upper end of S tier.
Yeah.
Howell, what do you think?
I think I kind of have to go with the upper end of S. He has less AoE presence, or at least smaller AoE presence than like Ravenor or Rally, but he does have essentially 3 stuns. I think he disjoints shit, and the armor penetration is probably
He's
good.
a really good late gamer.
Yeah.
One of the best.
So higher end S tier, where Gladiator, Rhapsody, and Plague are, huh? I guess I think I'll agree with that as well then. Sorry, Jeeves.
He's slightly below Malekton, I think. It's pretty confusing right now. There's a lot of heroes that need to be moved, I think, in the S minus S and S plus tier even.
Oh, I want you guys to notice too, like, if there are a certain amount of heroes in the same sector, I'm not exactly saying that I'm not exactly saying that Malikan is better than Plague Rider if they're in the same sector,
Okay.
but that if they are if they are a layer higher, then they're in the same level basically.
Okay.
That's kind of what that means. I probably wasn't making that too clear, but yeah.
Okay. Maybe after reorganizing the S tier, Gemini could go into the middle of it. I mean, I think the S tier can be reorganized right now. For example, this is very quick, but I would definitely move Elonia to the right end of the S tier, if not to the S plus tier. And I think Elonia is better than Gemini.
Okay. Okay, well, we will go to S tier in a bit, but we are finishing
One
with
thing at a time.
we're finishing up with S minus.
S minus has a lot of issues, I think. So if we look at the leftmost
Yes.
S minus heroes,
Yes.
probably Revenant could go down. I wouldn't think Revenant is better than Valkyrie.
You
I
think
would
he's
either move Valkyrie up or Revenant down, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move Revenant down. Jeeves and Howell, y'all agree?
Yeah. Unless you're
Okay,
like running a very heavy magic comp, like I could see his minus magic armor stacking with a couple things, but other than that, not really doing all that much.
So he's just then we could say that Revenant is just situational. He
Yeah.
fits very well there. Okay, but here's a hero that we've been kind of experimenting with. Panda.
Would you really think Panda is better than Drunken and Dampier?
Better than Drunken and Dampier.
Yeah, that's
Well,
okay,
He
on
already
one thing,
is.
He has an AoE stun. But
That's-
that's about it.
So he's fine where he is. You think?
I think he could move down to the high end of A+.
Yeah,
about-
Panda can get a lot of issues if there's a Flint Beastwood or just someone with a mini stun.
Yeah.
It's
His
just so hard
ultimate
to
is
play
not
Panda.
reliable.
Yeah.
I've never felt strong on him, but I'm also not very good at him.
Okay. I will move him down to where Valken Moira are then. Okay.
Slither and Hag, I believe, should move down.
Slither and Hag should
Yeah.
move down.
Slither does a lot of AoE damage.
But he's got the
uh,
deny thing going on.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can deny Slither. And two, he's fairly ultimate dependent because his Q spell has a very long cooldown, 22 seconds. And then his passive is not that good because his range isn't very far. There is Toxin Wards. I have not played a lot with the Toxin Ward build where you spam a lot of wards and make it so that your opponent cannot fight for long. Can't say.
But I like the Slither wards though, because they have the ability to counter wards without actually risking the player himself.
Yes, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true.
I really don't feel comfortable moving Slither down. Maybe Hag, but not Slither.
Okay.
Because you would have to understand how crucial it is to counter ward safely. If you can counter ward safely when you're losing as a Slither, I think that could be significant in some cases.
I guess that's the same thing I said about Cirque, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Cirque's
Yeah.
ability to counter ward is actually better.
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
You could keep Slither where he is, but then Hag should move down. Her ultimate has too long cooldown. She doesn't slow very well.
But I think Hag is better than Revenant.
I agree. Hag is better than Revenant, but not necessarily Valkyrie and Moira.
Okay. I think I know what to do here then. Then Hag. Okay. Now, what about Raw?
What about Ra?
He's
I
fine
think
where he
Ra
is.
is okay.
Yeah, he's fine
For a
where he is.
frontliner, he's not the best, but he is very usable.
Okay.
I think Ra is better than Pebbles.
Wait. Yeah, I was about to go to Pebbles too. Like, what do you guys think about Pebbles?
Is
mean-
Pebbles better than Moira and Valkyrie?
Like, I mean, you guys have seen Pebbles being played by Jeff and how well he's played him in Banning Draft, right?
But is Pebbles better than Valkyrie and Moira? I don't think so. He's one of the last decent frontliners they can go for. But it's not that. This is just not that good. Like, he could go to A plus together with Valkyrie and Moira. I would take Ra over him because the Ra does more AoE damage over time. And he does. Ra is not reliant on the PK.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
So we could say then that Pebbles is a bit more item dependent than Ra is.
Yep.
Yeah, Pebbles is the kind of hero that just jumps in and one shots some hero.
And then he doesn't
And
do
then you
anything.
gotta wait 20 seconds or something.
But you guys consider that Pebbles can also toss certain strength heroes to initiate team fights too?
Yeah, that's true.
Which hero can do that other than Legionnaire?
Rexus.
Pestilence.
Oh yeah, Miraxus, I guess. Pestilence. and
Flux.
But I
Lux.
guess we could say that at the very best, then he's just situational, like
Yep.
for
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So okay,
High
I
end of A plus. High end of A plus is the best that you can do.
yeah. Okay.
Other things, Kinesis can probably move up slightly to the middle bracket. He's a high DPS hero, and he can use his Q spell, I believe, to save allies
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Yep.
and AoE stun in return. So the middle tier, not much more beyond that.
You agree with that, Howell?
That's a good point.
Maybe even to the upper end. Is Kinesis worse than Emerald Warden and Flint?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I kind of have yeah.
You think so? Why?
Mm,
He does have the durability from the shield,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Emerald
As soon
Warden.
as the shield is down, he's pretty weak.
but he can do things like Harkon's Blade and Thunderclaw, and he can rebuild his shield really quickly.
Yeah. I still don't think he's better than Flint or Emerald.
Okay.
I think Kinesis is very comparable with like Artesia and then like Andromeda and those guys in the middle. That's kind of why I'm thinking
Okay.
Kinesis is fine to go in the
That's
middle
actually
sector.
a good point. Kinesis and Artesia, about the same power level.
Yeah.
Mm. But I think Artesia is better than Midas.
Artesia is better than Midas. I agree. Artesia is better than Midas. Midas is too unreliable.
Yeah, I will move him down. I will
But
move him down.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I will move him down though.
So in the lower end of the S minus brackets, move Kinesis, move Hag, move Revenant, move Pebbles, move Gemini, move Planks. I think that's about right.
Okay, mid sector.
For the mid sector, I would definitely move Moon Queen. She has been fairly nerfed because of her prowess in Forest of Kadavar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been nerfed a lot actually. Like her move
Yeah.
speed was reduced, her ultimate damage was reduced, and she doesn't get a lot of farm in midwars, so she can't carry as well as she can in Forest of Kadavar.
Yeah.
She could go all the way to A plus. Would you pick a Moon Queen over a Dampier? They don't serve the same roles for sure. Dampier is a frontliner, Moon Queen is not. But would you pick Moon Queen over Moira and Valkyrie? I don't think so. Would you pick Moon Queen over Blitz? Maybe.
Yeah,
High end of
That's-
high end of A plus then.
High end of A plus, yes.
yeah.
Other A plus heroes. Shadowblade is moving up for sure. Bombardier could move down slightly. His ultimate has a long cooldown, and the rest of his skills are not that reliable.
Okay.
So to the lower end of S minus would be where I put him at worst.
Yeah, I agree with
Worst.
that. You guys, Jeeves and Howie, all agree with that too?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You can do some fun things with his Q, but it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
Then
What about Succubus? I think she
I
could
would
move down
move
a little bit.
Succubus. I would move Succubus as well. Like I would pick Valkyrie and Moira over Succubus, but then I mean I've been saying that, and you went ahead and picked Succubus in tournaments anyway, and you didn't do badly, right?
I mean, I guess. See, but I love Succubus in midwars because she has the ability to crowd control like 2 to 3 people in
the
every
same
fight.
time.
I mean, I guess I could agree with moving. I guess I could agree with the fact that I would pick certain heroes like Artesia, EW, FA, heroes like that over Succubus, like for sure. I mean, sometimes even Artesia or Andromeda. I may pick those heroes over Succubus, but I think I would still pick Succubus over everyone else in A+.
Yeah,
So-
Valkyrie and Moira included.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna move her down a sector. So Succubus is gonna be on par with Slither and Nymphora and Ra and all them.
Okay.
Any heroes in mid sector that you think?
Any other heroes that can move?
Yeah.
Corrupted Disciple probably move down slightly.
How come?
He has no slow, no stun. His just about the only good thing about him is his nuke, but that's about it. His ultimate is not that strong either. So, for example, Clanks definitely outcarries Corrupted Disciple.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Kinesis will outcarry Corrupted Disciple too. His range isn't even 600, I don't think. It's only 500, right?
Somewhere around that. 475 it might be?
Yeah, 475. So it's definitely not that good. He could even go to A+.
Oh, that far down? How would
That
you would
far
you
down.
agree with A plus CD or lower end sector as
I think lower end.
Lower end
Drain can be pretty annoying for a lot of heroes, especially if you don't notice it.
because I mean when I personally if I pick Berserker and if there's a CD on the other team and he knows what he's doing, I'm screwed.
Well, but you can run away from him.
Okay, yes I can, but then it'll be a 4v5.
Well, you don't have to run very far to break the drain. It's only
Yeah.
700 range.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
I
I
think
actually
so.
tend to have the hardest time against Jerziah than CD, so I think then the majority of us would agree that CD would move down at least one sector.
At least one sector.
A
Yeah.
plus is a little extreme until it
It's
can
a
be
bit extreme.
proven.
But then I'm comparing with Valkyrie and Moira. I don't think Valkyrie is worse than Corrupted Disciple.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Choose for
So
utility.
either move Valkyrie and Moira up to the lower end of S minus, or move CD down.
Y'all really find CD to be worse than Valkyrie?
No, at the
No,
same.
but it's not better.
No, but just as good. Just as good, basically.
Yeah. Cause I wanted Valkyrie up, and I definitely want Corrupted down. So. Yeah.
God, man, this is hard. I mean, if I because we've already put several heroes down to where A plus or Valkyrie and Moira are, but then if I'm gonna move Valkyrie and Moira up, then
Yeah,
all
I
the guys
know,
that are moving
that's
down
confusing.
are going to be worse than them then.
Yeah.
So
I would guess we could just like move CD down first, and then we can look at the tier list again once all the changes have been made, and then we can come to a decision then.
Yeah. Good idea.
because like let's look at other heroes that we're moving down with Valk and Moira, like Hag and Panda, and yeah, those guys. Do you guys another way to look at it is do you guys think that Hag and Panda are comparable with CD?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I could just move CD down to A plus, but in the very
Uh,
high end of A plus.
Mm-hmm.
I have another one for A plus actually. Blacksmith.
I agree. Blacksmith is not a good hero.
Especially with the cost changes of Nullstone.
He is annoying though. Like if he
Yeah,
gets
but he's just
later in the game, he can just run up to you and stun. If he doesn't multicast, his team backs off. If he multicast, you die.
yeah.
That is true.
So it's annoying, but he's not good. But I think we should move. We should consider one sector at a time. So Blacksmith is on the higher end of it. Look at the
Yeah.
middle sector first. I would move Moon Queen down. I would move Corrupted Disciple down. Monarch, I think I would move down as well.
Ooh, Monarch.
I haven't played Monarch for a long time. I used to think she was really good at counter initiating, but then against high damage lineups, the Immobilize does more damage than you actually heal. So she's not that good. She just isn't as good as like Martyr and Bramble. They counter initiate a lot better. What else does Monarch do? That her stun is so slow. Her AoE slow is not that big AoE. Her ultimate does almost nothing. Well, not almost nothing, but very little. So I would move Monarch down. S minus or A plus at best. Again, I would compare with Valkyrie and Moira. Would I think Valkyrie and Moira are better than Monarch? I don't think so. Are they worse than Monarch? Not. I don't think so either. About there.
Okay. Yeah, then then I would move Monarch down at least a sector then. Then I move, but
I think just a sector. Like if you're gonna be like chain stunned anyway, you might as well be taking 50% less damage. Or if it's just a single stun, movement speed to run away, and the cleanse is nice.
yeah,
And the cloud does grow. It's not great, but it's something.
it's still pretty decent. Like, you know, she's just not fully situational. So I mean, like,
I mean, to some extent, she is a healer, and healers are good.
yeah,
What is it,
For example,
90
is
each?
Monarch worse than Nymphora? I'm not sure.
It is an AoE stun on or no, Nymph.
On Nymphora, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at your... Your list is looking really odd now.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, definitely that. So, move Monarch down. Either to lower brackets of S minus or high end of A plus. Would be where she is.
Okay. Anybody else? I mean, we could say that Moraxis and Glacius are fine where they are. Oh, what about Puppet Master? Didn't they nerf him?
They did, but I actually think Puppet can go up slightly.
Oh.
His disable is really good. He's got 2 disables. One of the disables cannot be purged. The frenzy cannot be purged, and it lasts for a long time. So, like, if you put Puppet up there to last it, the opponent's melee heroes cannot actually do anything.
Yeah, Puppet could be pretty good with a hook and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's
he's-
quite easy for him to land his frenzy, and once he lands it, it's great. I would move Puppet up slightly to S minus.
Like,
I mean to the
you find it
upper
comparable
sector of S
to
minus.
yeah, you find it comparable to like FA, EW.
Yep. About their
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. Artesia.
Is Artesia worse than FAEW? I don't think so. I think she's actually comparable again. So again, I would move Artesia. I would move Polywalk Priest as well. I think
With Polywog up.
just a little bit.
I think.
The problem with Polywog is that his ultimate is immobile. So once you place it, you can run away from it. On the other hand, because they do so much damage, you can push a tower with the Polywog ulti. You can push Throne. The other team cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
And it does do a lot of damage. So once you place it, the other team has to run. So Polywog and Artesia can go up a little bit. I
Yeah,
definitely
I
think
agree.
Polywog is better than Glacius.
Yeah, that's true.
How will you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so too.
Joel's
Then,
actually a decent
There
sniper.
are other things to think about, such as currently Moraxis is slightly better than Pestilence. I think they fit in the same role. Is
Yeah.
Moraxis really better than Pestilence? No, I think they're about comparable.
But I think Moraxis still has better early game than Pestilence
Yeah, I think so too.
because of his ultimate, his AoE. He's
But then that's compensated for by Pestilence having a better late game.
yeah, but midwars revolves a lot around early game, which is why I kind of have Moraxis a little better than Pestilence. Like his
But-
ultimate allows him to either tank, it either allows him to tank a lot of damage or to burst them all down. Which I mean, in both Moraxis and Pestilence, we all know that they both need a portal key.
Yep.
To be somewhat effective.
Well, Moraxis needs a portal key less. I can see that because he's tankier than Pestilence.
Yeah.
So
On the other
okay.
hand, Pestilence is a little more mobile.
yeah, that's the thing. And for example, after a Pestilence ulti at level 6, the gig is up. You can't initiate without the other team knowing. Especially if he gets a hero like Riftwalker, then you don't have to be worried about the Riftwalker ultimate for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't think Moraxis is much better than Pestilence, or vice versa. I think they're about the same. They have strengths and weaknesses, both of them.
Man, I don't know about you guys. I just still think that they're both fine where they are. Like Max is still slightly one sector higher than Pestilence because of that
Okay,
early game
Yeah.
thing.
I guess
I
it's
think
a
they're fine what
call.
they are.
Because they're still same tier. I mean, but
It's a judgment call.
yeah. How will you? What?
Yeah, I could see it being just a judgment thing.
Yeah. And how about Andromeda and her recent swap buff?
I think Andromeda needs to move up. She's good. She's good. She's good. Her range is not good, but her stun is good. Her AoE armor debuff and damage reduction is also good. The AoE is huge. You can basically guarantee that you'll hit something. And also at level 6, she is one of the better initiators. Obviously, she's not comparable to Pharaoh, but yeah. She can still initiate really well. If you buy a Energizer and a Ghost Marchers, you can run faster than the opponent can react, and then you can swap. Then because of your armor buff, you don't die. Hopefully. You don't die, and then you can initiate on the target that you wish to initiate on. Especially at higher levels.
And she can actually scale a little bit.
Yeah. That too. So I would move her up. Not necessarily to S, but at least S minus. S minus right sector.
Yeah, I agree.
Upper sector or S.
If she goes to S, it would be at most the leftmost sector.
Yeah. But I don't think she should go that far up. I think she's comparable to the guys in the upper sector of S minus. Then, with
Yeah, I
Puppet
agree with
Master, with like Puppet Master Artesia and
Yep.
and those guys.
That's sensible.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that you guys have no comment about Solstice and Myrmidon since nothing has really
I
changed.
think they're
about
okay. Right
Yeah.
where they are.
them. Okay. Now upper sector
Upper
S
sector,
minus.
Voodoo Jester should probably move down slightly to the middle one.
Okay.
And that's the only thing.
I want. I have Blacksmith to move
Yeah,
down.
Blacksmith is obviously moving.
And I kind of feel the same way about Empath. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've seen her Essence Link break when she uses on an enemy, and then she jumps into her teammate. Then the link breaks, even though
Yeah,
it's not.
so
Yeah, I
that's
don't
a
know
bad
if
use of skill.
it's a bug or, but I just it breaks a lot easily.
well, not really. There are some skills that cancel the Empath Essence link, such as Doctor. No, I believe Doctor cancels it. I'm not sure. I know Bubbles can cancel it by taking cover.
Yeah.
And
I know if you purge her, it goes away.
yeah, you
And
can
even
purge it as
if
well.
there is a Torturer or a Riftwalker and you get pulled out of It happens too often, I think. In midwars,
Hmm.
I think she should be moved down a little bit.
Even though the wall can sometimes prove useful.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, but comparing to the other heroes she's the next to, I think she
She's
should move
kind of a
down.
finesse hero. She doesn't actually do damage.
Okay, well, I
Like,
guess.
let's compare some of the other heroes in the S minus upper sector. Forsaken Archer,
Yeah.
Emerald Warden, Flint. Are they better than Empath? Not by much.
But
But if
somewhat.
we compare other heroes that are moving, such as Andromeda and Artesia, are they better than Empath? I would think slightly.
Okay.
So you
So
could keep her in S minus upper sector or S minus middle sector. That's about where she is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since there's a lot of heroes moving up to upper sector, I think she should move down to the middle sector at least.
how will you agree?
Is
Yeah, she's kind of got 3 skills. Is one way to say it.
the
I
synergy
might be-
skill or synergy is poor man's
Yeah.
version of Pearl. Just not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
Empath is
because you
better
don't
than
skill
Voodoo.
it early.
Like, if you read the chat, that is Citic saying Empath is better than Voodoo. I completely agree. Voodoo is not that good. Like, he's got a heal, but the heal is over time it's slow. It counters Harris a bit, but you need to stay pretty close to the target. And if you level up the heal, you don't get your stun and you don't get curse ground. Both skills are very strong, so Voodoo is not very good.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, middle sector then. I think we'll conclude with that. Now, you mentioned Voodoo Jester to move down. Is that right?
Yeah.
To middle
Sorry,
sector?
Sid. Yeah.
You agree with that too, Howell?
Is
I'm not
Voodoo
sure.
better than Amphora? Yes, I think slightly
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's better than before.
Slightly better. Is Voodoo
If you
better
know
than
how to pull off
Glacius?
the stun bounce of her Woodchester's Q spell with a few creeps in the lane and you stun, it can do a lot of bounces and completely mess up the enemy team.
Okay.
Just 4 good spells.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right then. What I'll do then is I will move Voodoo Jester down 1 sector to the middle, but but Soray's brought a good point. I do not think Voodoo Jester is comparable with Glacius. So in that case, I think Glacius should move down a sector. If I'm gonna move
Yeah.
Voodoo Jester down,
Field's
that's a good point.
unreliable. Kind of lived it.
like even though Glacius has that, even though Glacius got that mana, like they changed Glacius's E, so that you get a
can't be
bigger
leveling
mana
that
pool.
up, man.
Yeah, you're not leveling that.
Like you're still not even so I mean I still think Voodoo's better than Glacius, but Glacius I find him kind of comparable with like Nymphora, Slither and all them, so I will move Glacius down a sector as well then.
And Voodoo down. Voodoo down, Glacius down, and okay.
So
Then for the other heroes in S minus,
yeah, like Doctor, FA, Flint, EW, Moa.
right about where they should be.
Is that okay?
I mean, everyone knows I'm a Flint hater. I hate him because he's so bad, and yet all the
Yes.
pubs pick him all the time.
I remember.
But objectively, he is not that much worse than FA and EW.
Yeah, that's for sure. So then, no hero out of those 5 you guys would say would stand out over the rest in any way.
I don't think so.
Jeebus,
No.
Howell.
The only time DR would stand out is if they have a very large advantage early and are spending a lot of time on your side of the map. You can kind of abuse well. Other than that, he doesn't really stand out, and the rest are like about the same.
DR gets really good late game,
Yeah.
I will give
but
Moa.
until it gets a late game, he doesn't do anything.
So Moa, I will give him. He does have very nice AOE, and the shield can save somebody. So he does have good utility with his scaling.
So
But I'm not sure
about
whether
right where
it's better.
right where he is.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I just thought I should randomly bring. Okay, I just keep them where they are then, and that means we're already done with S minus. We should be done with this in another 20-30 minutes, by the way. Now moving on to S tier, lower sector. We said that the hero that stands out of that sector is Alonia, right?
In the lower brackets of S tier, yes, Ilonia.
Alonia. Her sh- and
Ilonia
she's-
should move up.
But to where?
I think she is comparable to Pyro.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think. See, the deal with Alonia is that I don't think she I don't think she bursts. She does as much burst as everyone else does, and I think that's one of the few drawbacks about her. That to
Why wouldn't she feel as much burst as the other heroes? She's got 4 damage skills.
okay, I guess, yeah. I mean, I do think she should move up, but not that high. I'm not sure about the rest. Jeeves, what do you think?
I'm kind of agreeing with Sorais actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I would put Alunia and like compare it to Pyro Torturer.
Torture is
God.
obviously better than Pyro, and it's definitely better than Ilonia.
I ban almost Alunia every game.
How?
I
What do you
used to
think?
ban Alonia every game before I
Yeah.
started banning Behe. Like she is very strong, and with the staff buff, it can actually be very, very strong. She does do a lot of damage. I think she should.
At least at the same level as Thunderbringer. Or placement.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, at least there. Maybe Pyro.
I would just go all the way to S plus.
Yeah.
I
Close
It is,
to, man.
and the slow can really fuck with shit. And if you use her stun right, it's what 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds.
Well, you probably won't get that much stun.
Probably not, but
1.3
you-
seconds
you
is still
can.
good.
Yeah.
If you throw like 2 of the glacial spikes and then follow up with a stun, it's still quite good. 1.3 seconds and 1.5, 1.7 even better.
wow.
And potentially like a 2-second on everybody with the staff ult. Of course, that's
Yeah.
not guaranteed for a while. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I would move Ilonia all the way to S plus. If not the upper bracket of S plus, at least the middle one.
The middle one. How will Jiva? I mean, even you, how you think Alonia should go to S plus?
yeah, middle or upper, she is very, very annoying to play against unless you have someone who silences her constantly.
Okay. Man, okay, that's 2 people thinking Alonia should go to upper sector S plus. 1 person thinking Alonia should go to middle to upper bracket S plus. I think personally, Alonia should go up, but only to upper bracket S, or at the very best lower bracket S plus. So I'm just gonna put
Wow.
her. I'm just gonna put her on par where Pharaoh, Ravener, and all them are. For now, or do you? Does that look like it doesn't make much? Doesn't make as much sense as putting her
Oh,
up with.
You could
Rambo
ask
Pyro?
Jeff and Sitik there in the Twitch chat. I don't know if they're actually playing though.
Like, see, that's the thing. She got massive harass, but not burst. So, like, not too much burst as much as everyone else.
I don't agree with that. She does not burst as much as Pyro because Pyro has an ultimate. That's for sure. But her damage is not bad at all. Just
very,
think about
very
it. Like Glacial
consistent
Spike
damage.
itself does a few hundred damage.
And it's like
200
what,
damage.
2-second cooldown or something on like
yeah,
two
with
of her
2-second
spells.
cooldown, so you can spam it. Her damage output is not low.
Whatever. I'm just gonna put her between Magnus, DS, and from there we'll
Okay.
talk about it later on.
We can take it from there.
Yeah. But I'm certainly putting her there then. What about Flux, Bubbles, Prophet, and all of them? Any other
Flux
hero?
is really situational. He's only good with other heroes.
Do you think he
otherwise he
deserves to
doesn't
move
do
down?
anything.
So he should go down
But-
probably?
No, I wouldn't move him down because when you have a Flux combo, it's really, really, really effective. Like, he is situational because if you don't have Rift Walker, if you don't have Engineer, that kind of hero, he doesn't do anything. But if you do have those heroes, he is devastating.
And you can build him tanky, and his W, I believe, scales with strength and your damage or something. So he actually has fairly decent scaling damage.
Okay, well,
So I could just. Is Flux worse than Kraken? I don't think so. Like the odds are you can pick a lineup that synergizes with Flux.
okay. So I just keep Flux where he is then, I guess. What about Kronos? His ultimate got nerfed, right?
Yeah, I got nerfed
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Do you think he
Got
should
nerfed
move
pretty
down
hard.
because of that?
It is lower now. Yes, I would move him down slightly to the upper end of S minus.
S minus, yeah. I kind of thought about that. Jeeves and Howell, you agree with that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, for such a long time, his ult is all he is, and now it's not that
It's
good.
even more so.
Yeah.
It's even more so. Like he doesn't do anything other than his ultimate, and his ultimate was nerfed. It's still good, but it's just not that good anymore.
Yeah.
So to the upper end of S minus is the best that you can do.
Okay. And Bubbles.
I think Bubbles is way too high right now.
Okay. How far down you think he should go?
Bubbles, I don't think he's better than Emphora.
Really? No. Nah. That I can't believe. I'm sorry. I think Bubbles is more useful than Inforum. That's just me. I don't know. What
I
do
may
you
be
guys
biased
think?
against it, but the Bubbles doesn't have a slow. He doesn't have a stun. His ultimate is the only thing that could count as a stun, but then if you don't move out of it, you never get stunned. So it's just not that good.
But you gotta consider his silence though. It's good.
The silence is only going to work at point blank range. How are you going to get there? You would have to use the cell surf, whereupon you can be dodged. Or you would have to have a portal key, but then you will die very fast anyway because you are so close. You're in the middle of a fight.
Well, okay, then I mean I know it's certainly true that Bubbles needs some sort of support, some sort of healing support in that case, so that he would be somewhat effective then. But Howell, you never said a thing about Bubbles. What do you think?
He can be very annoying eventually, but it kind of takes a while. Maybe around where Geo is, he's kind of reliant on. Well, the Shell Surf is kind of slow moving, kind of like Geo. He has a short range, annoying ability with the silence versus Quicksand. His third skill can be kind of annoying to deal with because you just kind of either go off him or are waiting around. But his ultimate doesn't feel incredibly impactful unless you have a lot to follow it with.
That's the thick saying. I'd say he's exactly like Geo. Fair enough.
I would agree with that, but I would not. I would not
But
agree
Geo
with
has
the
an AoE
Nymphora.
stun.
That is true. Geo does have the AoE stun.
I think we totally skipped Geo. We'll talk about him in a bit, but we kind of skipped Geo. But you guys think Geo? Do you guys think that? Do you guys think that Geo would be fine where he is if Bubbles
Yes.
is placed there?
I think Bubbles is worse than Geo.
No, I agree with that.
Bubbles
I
is
think
worse than
the
Geo.
place, I actually didn't mind Bubble staying where he is, and maybe.
What?
Yeah, I like Bubbles.
Wow.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have a
I
big
would never
debate about
take
Bubbles.
over Andromeda, for example. And Andromeda is not even in the S tier.
But I still see Bubble has late game potential.
Yeah, like.
Well,
I
You
think.
could say the same about Kinesis.
Yeah. That's
Kinesis,
a good
Emerald
point.
Warden, are they really worse than Bubbles?
I say they're about
Bubbles-
comparable. I would say they're about comparable. Along
You
with
can
Geo.
bait people. You can bait people with Bubbles, and you can set up situations, make the team put themselves in bad situations.
That's like Jeff playing the Polo Key Retro Tag.
Yeah. And
Um,
if Bubble's job is kind of to jump in and silence the backline and confuse the backline. So if you do that, I think he's the best hero that can do that.
Well, Cthulhuphon does it better. But okay,
Yep. He's
one more thing about Bubbles
swing.
is that he can't actually max his silence early. He needs to get his shell surf because it's a more reliable skill. He needs to
Yeah.
get at least some levels of take cover, so he won't have the silence for a long time. So he does not silence for very long.
You can
think
use it
this-
for cancel animation as well. If they have a Bihi, if you're fast,
Yeah.
you can jump and cancel. A Rift Walker as well. Yeah, Magnus.
break
There's a
channeling
lot of
also.
heroes you can jump in and fuck them up.
I think going by tier names, he's a little bit more conditional, so that would be at least a reason to put him down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like when you said you compared the Bubbles to Geomancer. I like that. I think they're almost doing the same thing, and yeah.
But then the better question is, do you find Geo comparable to everyone else in Upper Sector of S tier? Or slightly worse?
Geo's problem is he has less tools to like protect himself. Once he stuns in, he is in and he's kind of squishy. Bubbles can
Yep.
PK in and then shell surf out after taking cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But only later in the game.
Yeah, only later.
He needs a high level take cover to do that. And he needs a portal key as well. And Moraxus also needs a portal key, that kind of thing. So
And Geo's ultimate's very easily dodged.
That's
pretty
true.
easily
That's
dodged.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, if nobody likes it, then the middle of S minus is okay. But
yeah.
I would move into the lower left of S minus, but if you prefer the middle, I guess that's sensible as well.
Yeah, I'm moving on the middle. In the end here. Okay. Now we're done. Finally, probably 5-10 minutes talking about Bubbles. Now let's talk about Prophet. And yeah, Prophet, Luna, Witchlayer. Any heroes out of those three that stand out?
Luna should go down slightly. I think all three of them are a bit misplaced actually. I would definitely move Aluna down. She is not better than Emerald Warden.
Really?
Unless you get the 5-second stun on somebody important, she's not better.
Yeah.
Which is a little
She's
bit.
not bad. Her Harris is good, but her power throw mana cost was increased some time ago, and it's no longer that good. I mean, like the first time I played on the international client when we discussed this on the forums, I used to think Kaluna was really good, but that's just not the case anymore. She does not carry well. She does not. Her stun is good. AoE stun is always good, but doesn't do damage, and it doesn't last very long on the targets that you usually want to stun. So Aluna go down slightly together with Emerald Warden and Flint and FA.
Yeah, around that sector where they are. Do you agree,
There's-
Jeebus?
Yeah. I'll let that slide.
Alright, and how were you gonna say, Ben?
I was just thinking about her E. Like, it has potential, but it's not very practical to like run or like go in and out with it or disjoint shit with it.
I don't know. I've only ever used the E to reposition in the backline. I've never used the red E, Emerald
Yeah,
Red
that's
plus E. It's just suicidal. You can't run next to an enemy hero.
Yeah. Unless there's like some melee chasing you down. And even then, I don't think you'd need it. You'd rather
Aluna
use...
down. Witch Slayer down as well. I think Witch Slayer is worse than Aluna. So comparable with Geomancer and that kind of thing.
Okay, see, that I'd have to disagree. I kind of have to disagree. I would say Witchlayer is on par with Aluna. So, if I were to move Witchlayer down, I would move him where Aluna is. I think
He's
his
got-
ultimate is good.
I'm thinking about it right now.
He's got like what 5-6 seconds of disable.
Disable. Yeah,
That is.
that's true.
that
If
is
he
hell
avoids
to play
dying
against.
because it's so squishy,
Yeah, that is one problem.
and he needs a portal key, that kind of thing to. Okay. We can compare Witch Slayer with other heroes in the vicinity. Is Witch Slayer better than Empath? I'm not sure.
They serve different roles, I think. So it's kind of
Okay.
hard to do
We
it.
say serve different roles. What about Voodoo Jester? Is Witch Slayer better than Voodoo Jester?
Yeah, I think he
more
don't
is.
consistent.
I just think they're about the same.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move him down to upper
There is
sector.
another hero with 2 disables. Is Witch Slayer better than Puppet Master?
They could serve. They could be about the same, I would say.
Yeah.
About the same. Yeah. So either upper end of S minus or the middle of S minus.
Because I'm moving Puppet up to upper sector of S minus, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty much putting Witch Slayer with Puppet Master.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good call.
Okay.
Okay.
Now after that, we're off the lower sector. Then, well, wait a minute. What about Prophet?
Prophet is
Find where he is.
Yeah, I
difficult to
think
say.
he's fine where he is.
It's difficult to say. He is not a good carry. Like if you compare with Prophet versus Flint or Emerald Warden, obviously Prophet does not carry as hard. On the other hand, his skills are actually good.
Ideally, you
good,
can get plus 20% damage on like 3 people. That is very
Yes.
strong.
Yes, that's very strong. And he also has a heal. It's only his heal is weak.
It is an
You
AS.
cannot out
steroid.
harass. You cannot out heal a Pharaoh rocket, but it's still good
Yeah, you can't really out.
in a team fight because it's instant. Yeah, and then as Citic says, he has amazing team damage.
Yeah.
Like if you buy like a Hakon's Blade on him and you get a lot of people in the ultimate, you can spread AoE magic minus armor, minus magic armor, so it's good.
Okay.
But the real question is whether Prophet is better than the other heroes in the S tier lower brackets, and right now there's only one other hero there, that's Flux. Is Prophet
just-
better than Flux? I don't know.
It did.
About the same, I think.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do for now, I'm just gonna leave him Blink, and then we'll talk about the rest of the heroes in the higher tiers, and then we'll go back with Prophet in a little bit.
Yeah,
How about
I think
that?
the middle of S tier has a lot of heroes that can move.
Up or down,
I
and
would
from there
place.
we'll figure it
I
out.
would place Prophet the tier lower than Hellbringer. Example.
You think Hellbringer is better than Prophet?
Yeah.
You do?
One tier. Yeah.
Wow, I was just going to say I would move Hellbringer slightly down because he is so ultimate reliant. When Hellbringer ulti is up, he's really good. When his ulti is
Hellbringer.
down, he is...
You play more Hellbringer than I do, but
I
his Hellbringer's third skill, I think
Life
it's
Void.
pretty good if you gotta get a good placement
You
on
need
it.
to stay alive though, and you can be bursted, even if you have the life void down. If you have life void used. I think Hellbringer's one and only problem is that he doesn't do much when his ultimate is down. When he has his ultimate up, he's good. When he doesn't, he's weak.
That
So
In
it
that
depends.
sense,
As
he's
soon as
Yeah.
similar
he
to Chronos.
As soon as you has a Wrestle Stone on Hellbringer,
Yeah.
and every time you
as
have
soon as
ultimate, you can
that,
take
then
down
you
the
deal
tower.
a ton of damage. 6 Malphite do so much damage. But if you compare Hellbringer with Flux, is he better? If he is better, it's not better by a lot.
Hellbringer skill is good for late game as well. You can bridge
Well,
pretty
not that
tank.
much. Not that much. Like 6 Malphite can solo a shrine, I guess. But
Yeah.
aside from that, he does not do well in late game. He
Shackles
peaks
is
in the middle.
Shackles an attack speed in addition to movement speed slow?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, I guess.
I think it's like at max level, it's 50%. No.
But I still find it
Benefit.
that Hellbringer is massively countered by the no fire blades though. Like what if
No, not really. Not anymore. It used to be really countered, but with the level 2 ulti summoning 2 Malphite and level 3 summoning 3, it's not countered that much anymore.
Okay.
So, as Citic said, Flux has better combo, but HV has better skills. I agree with that. So, if you move Hellbringer, it's at most 1 bracket.
I don't think Nullfire insta-kills creeps more, does it?
It does. It does.
It does?
Electrician ulti instantly kills a Hellbringer ulti as well.
Alright.
But the Hellbringer ulti now summons multiple Malphite, so
I'm just gonna move Hellbringer down to be comparable to Flux Prophet for now. for now.
For now, okay.
How about everyone else in S tier?
I think artillery is not better than Emerald Warden and Flint.
Yeah, I agree. Artillery and Midas, I think, should be moved down.
Artillery and Midas should be moved down. I agree.
I find artillery comparable to the guys in upper S minus though.
Yes, so about that level.
Yeah.
Artillery to upper S minus.
And how about
Midas?
Midas?
I think Midas is too unreliable.
He does have a nice power spike at 4, but he is very unreliable. Yeah.
So middle of S minus is where about I would put him.
You agree with that,
Is
Howell?
Midas better than Nymphora?
I would say slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah.
He provides more. He provides a lot more burst than Nymphora. That's obvious. And
Well, he has to hit his skills.
well, sure, but Nymphora has to hit her heal too.
Well, Nymphora is not
Has to
there.
hit her spells as well.
Nymphora heal is not meant to deal damage. It's meant to heal her allies. The Nymphora damage skill, if you can call it damage, is her stun, and the Nymphora stun is actually fairly reliable in mid-wars. Can't dodge it as well as you can in Nymphora. Midas has a heal, as Sutik points out. Yes, but Midas cannot heal himself, and the heal is not very strong.
I'm just gonna move him to mid sector S minus.
If you consider Midas, he has to max his Q because it does the most damage and is the biggest AoE. He has to get a level of E because he needs it to escape. He has to get his ultimate for obvious reasons, which means that the spell, which will have no ranks for a long time, is W. So, in other words, he is not really a healer. He barely heals.
And his heal will only even heal if it's like if they're in the creep, so it gets a chance to stack up.
How much can it heal by? It's only 75 damage. It's the same as the Prophet heal. I mean, it's not AoE, but it's also not instant, and it's unreliable in a fight. So
You're either going to be
definitely
healing or
move
you're going
Midas
to be
down.
doing damage usually.
Definitely move Midas down to the middle of S minus or to the lower end of S minus possibly. So that's about it.
Okay, anyone else in S tier mid sector that stands out?
Engineer.
I think
Engineer?
Yeah.
What about Engineer?
I think Engineer should move down. He's reliant on teammates.
Teammate reliant. Do you
That's
think
fair.
is it fair to move him down just a little bit though? Because I don't like. I feel yes he should move down, but not by too much. I feel like he's comparable to possibly Flux and
Profit.
yeah. I find him comparable to those guys.
Yeah.
If y'all agree with that.
But you look further down. Would you take Engineer over Master of Arms?
I probably would, yes.
Okay.
AoE displacement on the keg. I think turret counts as a physical slow.
Yes.
Mine.
It's dude, that turret
Okay.
is so good against Berserker too. Like, gives me such a hard time.
Yeah.
It's good against a lot of
counter the
melees.
Berserker is a good hero.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. That's why I'm saying yes. I would pick Engineer over Master of Arms for sure.
Okay, so Engineer down slightly,
Yeah.
but not by a lot.
Right.
I think Kraken might be a bit overrated.
You think he should move down with Flux?
Yes.
They
With all the
work
AoE
they
heroes?
all be together.
That giant wombo combo, Flux,
Well,
Flux
if you consider
Prophet, Engineer, Kraken, shit blast.
I think Kraken is better than Deadwood.
Oh,
to some
So
extent,
I'd rather
Deadwood is
see
good with
Deadwood
hookers.
move down a little bit.
can we just move
So-
Kraken and Deadwood down to the same?
Yeah.
That would be sensible.
Okay.
I mean, you have a lot of heroes in the S tier middle sector right now. You could move some down. Deadwood and Kraken. And Lodestone, possibly, but I think Lodestone is actually better than Kraken and Deadwood.
Yeah, I think so too.
He does have the tankiness going for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not that tanky. Lodestone isn't that tanky, but he's got good
Does a
AoE
lot of
skills.
damage as well.
You guys. All right. So what do you guys
No,
think about? Wait, what were you gonna say, Howell?
I was gonna say I don't really like SR. His heal, while it is AoE, so it can potentially hit a lot of people, the range is not that great. His mana skill, it's not very useful, and his mobility is kind of lacking, so you're not able to do I feel like that combined with the short range on the heal kind of just makes me not like
I
him.
mean, Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
do you-
agree though.
Oh, Soris doesn't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree.
What about you, Jeebus?
the-
Jeebus?
Yeah.
Do you agree with Howl or no?
Yeah.
Oh, he agrees. And Soris
You
says he
agree with Howl?
disagrees.
I don't agree because let's see. For one, he has an AoE spike heal, which is rare. I think the only other hero that has it is Pearl and DS.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second, you won't get the mana. You will get the Withering Presence, and that is actually a fair amount of damage. The AoE on Withering Presence is huge. It's like 1,000 range, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 1,100 range, and at level 4, it's 1% of their max health per second, which is actually substantial.
Yeah.
You cannot last it well as a melee hero against Soul Reaper. You would take damage every time you go in. So and then he heals his team a lot. The cooldown is not short. It's not long. It's only 5 seconds.
I feel like you'd have to have your team all together to actually be able to
Well-
effectively heal them all.
Well, as the Soul Reaper, you can usually position to heal at least 2 heroes. You might not be able to heal everybody, but you can heal the bulk of your team. So I would definitely keep Soul Reaper where he is.
Another thing too about Soul Reaper is that I would possibly pick him over Prophet. I don't know about you guys, but I think I would pick
Would
him over
I
Prophet.
pick Soul Reaper over Prophet?
I don't think I would.
I would.
Jeebus?
Yes.
Would you pick Soul Reaper over Prophet?
I'm thinking about that. Actually, I think I would pick Soul Reaper over Prophet.
It's also it's just too that Soul Reaper can combat better against teams who try to harass as well. Over Prophet too. But Prophet has
Well,
he's got his
sorta. His mana issues early kind of makes it
Yeah,
hard to combat
Soul Reaper is not really an anti-harasser. He can cast 1 heal every minute or something.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I like about Soul Reaper too is he could possibly pass mana to other people with this E.
Yes, but he will not
Maybe
have
late
the
game, but-
E for a long time.
You're
Until
not
Do
level
you
9.
max? Do you
I'd
max
probably
his
go
E
stats over
or
E.
his W skill?
I would max
When-
W.
Yeah, I max W too.
You don't get enough last hits to power your E.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then by level 9, when you have your level 1 E, mana issues will be less important.
Yeah. So stats.
Okay.
Well, I would still get it.
I
I would still get it. Especially if you're doing items like Astrolabe,
Eh,
then you need more mana.
it
Even
depends
so,
on where you are, I
Prophet has
guess.
more content support than SR.
I think I'm just gonna
Well-
keep Soul Reaper where he is, though, honestly, because he's one of the only heroes who can very, very easily deal with tanky strength heroes. Who, like, if there's I mean, we know Soul Reaper can deal very well against a lot of the a lot of the strength heroes like Malikan, Hammerstorm.
Yeah, like
Berserker.
Legionnaire.
Like, you gotta consider that too. Like, I mean,
That is
sometimes I tend to pick Soul Reaper because if the other team has a lot of strength heroes like that, and Soul Reaper counts sort of as a healer, I would certainly pick him over Prophet, like, every time.
Yep.
So, I don't know if you guys would want to agree with that or not, but for that reason, I really think Soul Reaper should be where he is.
I agree.
Okay.
I would just leave the Soul Reaper there. The real question is what is better than Soul Reaper. I know Howell just said he thinks so. And Sitik just is saying in chat as well that he thinks so. But I don't think so. I guess it's a judgment call to some extent, but they're similar in level.
But Prophet doesn't have the ability to deal with strength heroes like Soul Reaper.
He
can.
doesn't, but he carries
Well,
better, he does more damage, and
I mean,
he has
if they're
an
a
AoE
tank,
slow.
There you might.
So he's not bad. Prophet is not... Like, if Prophet is worse than Soul Reaper, it's not worse by a lot. That's for sure.
I think Soul Reaper is better early and mid game, but I think Prophet is better late game.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Well, have a look at it this way. Maybe I should move Prophet up one, like move him up a sector. Because
Is
I
Prophet
find him.
comparable to Riftwalker, Jeruziah, Hammerstorm, Lodestone?
I mean, I find him comparable to Soul Reaper if Soul Reaper stays, and Chipper, and all them. But I don't find him comparable to Deadwood Kraken, which I'm moving down.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's fair.
fair enough. Can move
Okay.
Prophet up one.
So I will just one sector up. So what about Jera and Rift and all them?
I think they can stay.
They can honestly stay.
Yeah.
Riftwalker might actually go up slightly, but wait, no way. No way. Riftwalker can stay where she is.
Okay. How?
Of the other heroes, Chipper can go up. His ultimate cooldown is lower now, and he does a lot of damage.
Mhm.
And his shield gives him mana now. I don't know how,
Yeah.
how old this is.
So I would move Chipper up, maybe to S plus.
All the way to
I
S
don't think
plus.
Chipper is better than Pyro and Elonia.
If you're moving Chipper up, I think you should move Riftwalker up as well.
Oh.
Walker is not as reliable as Chipper. I mean, Chipper is also not very reliable, but at least the ultimate is reliable.
I just think Chip is a bit more reliable, yeah, than Rift.
Riftwalker can turn games around. Can
She
Chipper
can't
do that?
She can't do that.
Yes, she can.
Yeah.
One
She
one
can.
perfect ultimate, and you have won a team fight. So it's your choice if you take the tower or whatever you do after that. Yeah. I think
But
she's a
then
big
you
game.
can say the same thing of Tempest ulti.
Now her Rifts is
Yeah.
much shorter
Lower
cooldown.
cooldown, it's more reliable than Tempest
you have
ulti without a
two-
ulti at least.
You have two long ranged spells you can harass with. And the W spell, that's even good with against Berserker.
Everyone hates Berserker.
Yeah, but it's really good against melee heroes that, have to do auto attacks.
Yeah.
But then if you
W
compare
spell can-
Riftwalker, like Riftwalker is a backlining AoE damage hero. She's in a similar role as Elonia, Thunderbringer, Pyromancer, and Torturer.
Yeah.
Would you say Riftwalker is better than Elonia?
No.
No, I won't. I wouldn't
No.
either.
Nah, I
think
do.
Elonia
I
is better.
wouldn't.
Would you say Riftwalker is better than Thunderbringer?
Yeah,
You will. I
yeah.
don't
I
think
think,
so. Like,
yeah.
I find
Thunderbringer
him
Harris is better.
comparable.
His ultimate is 100% reliable. It hits every hero. He does a lot of damage in team fights. And I guess you can win a team fight with a well-placed Riftwalker ultimate. But then if you don't get that ultimate, then you don't do anything with Riftwalker. So I wouldn't think so. I think Riftwalker can stay where she is.
And with that said, I would probably have Thunderbringer stay where he is as well.
Yeah.
How about the strength heroes? Hammerstorm, Berserker.
Hammerstorm is good where he is. Lodestone is good where he is as well, I think. Hammerstorm's AoE stun is really good. Like, I watched Mariposa play. He was so good with it. He placed it so well, we can immediately follow up. It's very long lasting, and he is reasonably okay later in the game as well.
Yeah, he's strong late game.
He's not strong, I think. Like, I would definitely take Flint or Emerald Warden over a Hammerstorm late game, but he's still good.
No. Hammerstorm is still really good early.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's
better
still
than
good.
those
So
guys.
I would just keep Hammerstorm where he is.
I have a feeling I should move Hammerstorm up to where Malikan is though, because his AoE
Yeah.
stun is just
Exactly.
really good.
Would you take Hammerstorm over Riftwalker and Jeruziah?
They're different roles, but I do feel that yes, I would. Like, cause Hammerstorm AoE stun is a lot more reliable for pre-6 fighting and stuff like that. He's a perfect setup. He provides a perfect setup for so many heroes. That's kind of why I like Hammer.
I would compare Hammerstorm to Gladiator and Melican for sure.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. And I'm not. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Jiva says fair thing, like comparing him to those heroes. He's
And maybe Berserker as well. Same group.
About
melee,
Berserker.
melee scaler. Good
I
early
think
game.
Berserker should move higher.
Yeah. In the same
Weak
group
man,
as Hammerstone and Gladiator Melican.
You think you should
think
be
so?
with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
Okay.
In fact, I am so biased about him.